Hello and welcome to this webinar on VAT on business and reorganisations. My name's Ed Thompson. I am a VAT specialist trainer and advisor. I split my time these days between my role as a VAT advisor at Cube Tax, where I advise clients on a range of different VAT issues, but I also do a lot of training work as well under the name VAT Skills. In a previous life, I used to be the head of indirect taxes for Tolly, and I've also held a number of different roles in accountancy practice as well, always in a VAT capacity. So what are we going to look at today? Well, today the idea is to look at a quick recap of some of the key VAT principles that are going to underpin everything else that we're going to look at over the course of the session. Then we'll look at buying and selling a business by way of share sales and what the implications of that are. Then we'll look at buying and selling a business by way of trade and asset sales and what the VAT implications of that are. And finally, we'll have a little look at some issues around fundraising, raising funds via capital or via loans. So let's start off with our recap then of some of the key principles that are going to really help us understand the rest of this webinar as we move forward. So if we remind ourselves of how the VAT system is meant to work at a really fundamental level, the idea is that VAT is a tax on transactions. And it's a very broad tax on transactions, and it's also a tax on the final consumer. And what that means is that if everything worked in the nice, simple way that it's meant to work, VAT is charged and recovered, all the way up to a supply chain until you meet the final consumer, someone like you or me, not registered for VAT, who can't recover their VAT and therefore bears the cost of VAT.